Hey everyone, it's Justin here, America's Honest Tax Accountant from Number Crunch Nerds. Over the last couple of weeks, a lot of folks have emailed me asking the question, what is the difference between our personal tax planning template and our financial and retirement planning calculator? Because if you've been following the channel, you've seen me making videos about both, and some folks have been wondering, what is the difference between the two and which one is the right one for me to be using? Well, to answer those questions, we're going to take the 30,000-foot view of your financial life. So for most people in the pre-retirement years, the general setup is going to be something like this. We have all of our income items, our employment income from W-2s, investment income, self-employment income, capital gain, rent and royalty, and so on. Then we have all of our pre-tax deferral accounts like our 401ks, our traditional IRAs, HSA accounts, and so forth. Then after we defer a certain amount of income, we arrive at our tax calculation, we figure out what taxes are owed. Then after that, we arrive at our after-tax cash flow before it goes toward personal expenses. So we have our housing expenses, vehicle expenses, loans, insurance, healthcare, childcare, personal care, and so forth. And then when all of that is said and done, we have our remaining free cash flow, and that free cash flow is going to be allocated to our net worth in some form. Usually it's going to go into some kind of asset so that the value of that free cash flow and our net worth can grow over time during our pre-retirement years, with the goal being that our net worth increases from whatever it happens to be today to a projected amount that we would like to have in place so that we can retire. And then over here in our post-retirement years, we will still have income in a lot of cases, although the makeup of what the income consists of may change. For example, Social Security, pension income, annuity income may come into play. We will probably have a change in the kinds and amounts of expenses that we have, and we should have the high-level understanding that in a lot of people's case, the expenses that are down here are going to be more than the income that is up here in the post-retirement years. And to make up for that shortfall, all of those assets that we have been accumulating over the course of our pre-retirement life are going to start being used up to support our lifestyle in retirement, and therefore our net worth will be decreasing in most cases in the post-retirement years. And so the questions that you should be wondering about and thinking about when using the financial and retirement planning calculator are as follows. When can we retire? How much do we need in order to retire? Will we have enough so that we don't outlive our money? What is the effect of increasing my income pre-retirement on my post-retirement plan? What is the effect of decreasing my expenses pre-retirement on my post-retirement plan? How much financial cushion can we work into our financial plan, and how much can we leave to the kids? And we're not just talking about these things qualitatively, but seeing the results with numbers. Now, what I want you to take note of is these two lines right here, effective tax rate and income tax. And these lines are right up here in both the pre-retirement section here, as well as the post-retirement section right here. And this bullet point right here is the key understanding I want you to have. Within the financial and retirement planning calculator, your effective tax rate will be a generalized estimate based on your historical tax returns and a simplified model to adjust for changes in income over time. So within the financial and retirement planning calculator, it's not a full-blown tax calculation that is occurring in order to come up with your effective income tax rate that is being applied to income. The financial and retirement planning calculator is not designed to analyze the results of tax planning strategies on your effective tax rate. That's what the personal tax planning template is for. Okay, within the personal tax planning template, we are analyzing Roth IRA conversions, in other words, income smoothing, bunching strategies, which are timing based, gain and loss harvesting, loss carry forward tracking, non-deductible IRA tracking, charitable giving and QCDs, hiring your kids, in other words, bracket shifting, home office deduction, shifting your facts and circumstances into the more favorable parts of the tax law, identifying IRMAA impact on income acceleration, with the ultimate question of what is the effect of these tax planning strategies on your effective income tax rate. In other words, this entire course and tax planning template is all of the breakout and expansion and detail analysis of just this one line within the Financial and Retirement Planning Calculator. The Financial and Retirement Calculator program, this is what you make. The Personal Tax Planning Template program, this is what you keep out of the hands of the government. Over here, this is your complete lifetime financial plan laid out in one place, but using a generalized estimate of your effective tax rate unless, and I'm going to emphasize, unless you hone, refine, and optimize your effective tax rate using various tax planning strategies, which can then be brought over to the Financial and Retirement Planning Calculator to further refine your lifetime financial plan. So which one is the right one for you to use? And you know what my answer is going to be. There is no right one. It's only what you want. Do you want to focus on laying out a financial roadmap to early retirement? Do you want to see in numbers where your current income projections are leading in your silver years? Do you want to focus on budgeting, mapping out your realistic retirement needs, and determining if the assets you accumulate in your pre-retirement years are sufficient? If you answered yes to these questions, then perhaps the Financial and Retirement Planning Calculator is right for you. Or, on the other hand, do you want to focus on keeping your hard-earned money out of the hands of the government? Or focus on smoothing out those RMDs through Roth IRA conversions and refining and minimizing your effective tax rate over the course of your life? Or on figuring out how to take advantage of the more favorable parts of the U.S. tax law? If you answered yes to these questions, then perhaps the Personal Tax Planning Template is right for you. Or perhaps you want to focus on both. Only you can decide that. And here's something critical that I suggest you keep in mind when making that determination. Does mapping out your financial and/or tax plan using either or both the Financial and Retirement Planning Calculator and the Personal Tax Planning Template preclude you from taking advice from other sources, experts, advisors, CPAs, and other professionals? Not at all. In fact, quite to the contrary. What I would recommend is that you do listen to as many different reputable financial advisors, CPAs, influencers, experts, and other professionals as you can find, because every single one of them will provide information that is useful and applicable to your facts and circumstances. And every single one of them will provide information that is not relevant or inapplicable to your facts and circumstances. So I recommend that you find and listen to the financial advisors that are providing information you believe to be valuable. Same thing with financial influencers who provide information useful to your situation. Same with CPAs that provide tax advice to you that is applicable and relevant. And of everything that all of these sources tell you, discard what is not useful or applicable to your situation and take what is useful or applicable to you and use that information to build out your Financial and Retirement Planning Calculator and/or your Personal Tax Planning Template. These are tools to help you map out your lifetime financial affairs. Like as opposed to what? Well, as opposed to just thinking about it, watching videos that say 6 ways to do this, 9 ways to do that, 14 considerations about whatever, and then you nod your head and say, yeah, that all makes sense, and then nothing happens. That's what these tools are for. They are ways to take all of this information, take of the 6, of the 9, of the 14, take what is useful, build it out in your roadmap, and discard the rest. So consider building out your tax and financial roadmaps so you can see the results in action. Or not. There's no right or wrong thing to do. It's only what you want. With that said, if you're interested in either or both of these programs, there are links to both the personal tax planning template as well as the financial and retirement planning calculator in the description below this video. There are also links to our Roth IRA conversion planning series where you can see the personal tax planning template in action, as well as the financial and retirement planning calculator build-out video series, where you can follow along as we build the calculator from a blank Excel worksheet all the way through completion. I hope that answers the questions that some folks have been having about these two different programs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.